Welcome back to the 80th episode of Ultras 11.
Wow.
I'm correct, right?
80th.
Yeah, right?
It's
Okay,
a big
yeah.
80.
I'm Joe's.
I'm Al. You guys know already.
It's still just a formality. We have to say who we are just
For
in
legal
case one day-
purposes.
Before we get started, I know. We sound like a broken record. It's annoying and whatever, but to stop this from being said, just subscribe. It's that simple.
Simple.
2024.
Not much has to be said.
We want it to be our year. And for that to happen, we need some support from everybody and just, getting our voices heard so we could maybe go to the World Cup and be a part of the press, in 2026.
Maybe be there. The first game of the World Cup that has been announced in Toronto. Pretty fucking crazy.
Wait, they announced it?
Yeah, they announced it. So the first Canada game, like not Team Canada, but like Canadian game is going to be in Toronto. So
Who's
Toronto
playing?
they haven't made the group
I was going to
stuff
say they
yet.
haven't done anything.
No,
yet,
it's
so
five games plus one Team Canada game is here in Toronto so far. So we're hoping to go there.
We're hoping it's Italy too, obviously.
Obviously,
subliminally.
Probably will be considering like the population here. Italy, Portugal, you'll probably see them.
Or a Portugal game.
You'll probably see both of them.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
just
crazy,
because of that.
actually.
But guys, we want to be there. We want to show you guys, just around the stadium, show you everything, going to each game, getting a press pass, and hopefully meeting some of our stars,
our
heroes. Hopefully, Italy makes the World Cup. I'm going to say hopefully because we're 0 for 2 for the last two of them. So
maybe Spalletti has the right
hopefully,
magic. Let's hope that's the case for once
hopefully
in our existence.
Italy will be there, and so will we.
Yeah,
and that's it.
Yeah, no.
Follow us, guys.
I'll set it all. Last week we had on our show a guest. We spoke about the Derby d'Italia that happened, Inter versus Juve. We did a combined 11 of both teams. We talked about even the collusion we think is going on in Serie A, and just in general, everybody thinks it's happening. So if that is something that interests you, like it's still available, you could go watch it or listen or whatever, This week's podcast, though, we will be touching upon different dynasties of different eras, the impact they had on modern football, the impact money has had on football in the modern day. And then we're going to take a look into teams that are underperforming and talk about which players we should keep, sell, they're on thin ice, blah, blah, blah. And of course, our favorite section, the dream team.
The dream team, baby.
This dream team will be more of an entertainment value dream team, we think. It'd be funny to see. It's not exactly a dream team.
But you guys will see it at the end.
Yeah,
you
guys will still see that, though. So whatever. Getting into things. Obviously, throughout the history of football, we've had different types of football. We spoke recently in a podcast about tiki-taka, total football, catenaccio, like all like the style of play and how it's really changed over the years, what's become relevant, what's irrelevant, stuff like that. But we're not going to talk about that. We're going to talk about individual team dynasties. In our lifetimes, we've witnessed Juve win for 9 years straight. Great, sick, good for you, Al.
I was lucky enough to witness that.
Bayern Munich, who has also been winning for the last 9 years now, 10 years.
They hit 10 years. They could go for 11. I mean, this year it's not looking likely, but
so
10 years, man.
We have witnessed like that. Manchester City as well with the Prem under Guardiola, like their whole resurgence and everything like that. But we're not going to talk about individual teams again. We're going to talk about more so like national team. But before we even get started with that whole concept, Al, what do you think is actually harder to accomplish? National level domination, like Spain, Italy, France, whatever, or dominance at a club level?
I mean, personally, I think it is harder club level, but I think to continue on and have that longevity, I think national wise, it's insane. Like we've seen in the past, like with the Spain team that we got to witness and to see their dominance, a lot of people don't realize it, like how crazy that is for a national team to be able to do that when they're not with each other every day, being able to practice and only kind of given these tournaments where they're playing for a month and hey, there's a lot of good nations out there, and there's a lot of good players that play for these nations. So it's such a I'm so on the fence about this, maybe a little bit biased because like Juve and like witnessing that. But my final thing I'll have to say, I think national team wise is more.
You said club level.
I know, but then I challenge because honestly, man, like they're both like, dude. At the end of the day, man, with like national and club wise, it's impressive. Like it's so hard to choose, and that's why I went with the clubs at the beginning, but I think I have to go against myself. I convinced myself, man, in my head. Like, well, just kind of thinking about it, like I know. You know what? I'm staying with national team. I'm sticking with
I was ready to question you and say why club level.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie to you because like for me, my opinion is like straight flat out national team. There's not even a debate. Just because it's like you said, like my thing is with the club team, if you have financial backing of sorts or whatever, you could always stay relevant. Now I know that isn't always the case because look at teams like United and Chelsea that have that financial backing and aren't really performing that well. But you look at then teams like Bayern Munich, City, these, like, you know what I mean? Like they are always relevant now. Why? Because De Bruyne's getting old, he's getting tired, whatever it is.
Buy somebody else.
Let's go spend 150 mil on the next best thing, and we're already good again.
Can't buy anybody with the national.
With the national team, it's like you're kind of restricted to.
You know where I kind of changed there, and I was thinking about it a little bit more and more, and I was thinking about like these national teams that have won, you know, in the last 20 years that we got to witness. And, you know, looking through them, you know, you think about that Spain one, but then I think about Italy and that 2006 team, how good they were, even in 2002. But they were never able to get it done. And then when they did in 2006, the tournaments that followed that one, they were shit. Look, they couldn't make it out of the group.
I was going to say they haven't made it out of the group stage.
They couldn't make it out of the group. And then, last Euro or whatever, 2020, 21, the Euros, that happened like out of nowhere. No one expected it. Everyone was saying every other team except for Italy. Everyone's like, hey, you know what? Maybe Italy make it out of the group. You know, maybe quarterfinal, but like that's all I can really see. And then out of nowhere, and like right after that, they didn't make a World Cup. Before that, they didn't make a World Cup. Now they have a Euro Cup, which they qualified, but you know, if it's anything like Italy, they'll probably not make it out of the group. Yeah. I hope not. Like I hope, you know, they go and they make another run because they have a good team, but that's just Italy. And I started thinking about that, and I was like, you know what? I got to change the national team because it's just like that just goes to show you right there. It's not as easy as people think it is.
Yeah.
No matter which stars you have on your team.
So you mentioned Spain and their dominance. For me, like, obviously I do think Spain is one of those crazy teams. Like it was a Euro World Cup, then another
Euro World Cup and then Euro.
Like that's fairly impressive. You almost saw something like that with Argentina. Sorry, not Argentina. France, Germany, like you almost saw these things. And now like France is still a top dog. You know, after they won the World Cup and whatever, they still competed in semis and finals and stuff like that. They're still relevant. But it's very difficult for these national teams to like do a three-peat like that, right?
It is.
And the only other team that kind of comes to my mind would be Brazil from like the late 90s to the early 2000s. That ultimate dominance they had, 94 winning the World Cup, then winning 3 Copa Americas, winning 3 Confederations Cup, winning another World Cup in 2002. Like that's like whatever. It's not whatever. It's you know, like that's what impressive. I'm talking about. You know, so out of the two eras, two teams, who would you say is the most impressive? That Spain side that was so dominant, because let's get real, not much really changed in that team. They had the same core and whatever. Maybe a couple guys here and there switched. Or that Brazil era. And why?
And, you know, not taking anything away from Spain, they had, you know, one of the best national teams I think I've seen in a long time, like position by like for position. They were so complete. They played so good together. They made any team that they were playing their lives hell for 90 minutes, if not more. But man, that Brazil team, I think it edges it a little bit more. And the only reason I'm saying that is because of the people that they were playing against in those times.
Yeah.
Like we say it now, like, you know, we look at the stars that, you know, we saw on TV or, you know, we grew up watching when we were, you know, young. And you look at it now and it's like these young kids, like you see who's really playing and it's like, hey, now Messi and Ronaldo are slowly fading away like that in a couple of years, that's going to be, you know, gone and they're going to be remembered. who do you have? You have, Haaland that, is not really putting up the numbers as he was last year. You have Mbappe. Okay, cool. But like, there's not that many superstars anymore. And I feel like at that time there, when Spain was dominant, yes, there was a lot more superstars than there is now. And they still had to play a lot of tough teams. But I think that Brazil team had to go through a little bit more. And I feel like what they did, and just to be that consistent and that dominant through, like you said, from the 90s to like early 2000s, it was incredible, man. And if they didn't play out of his mind, hungry as hell, wanting it all, Zidane in that semifinal
in 2006, yeah,
they probably like them against Italy, man. It's a whole different game.
Yeah,
like I am Italian. Like I love that we won, but against Brazil, man, with the guys they had, it's
true, dude.
It's tough, man. And like that Brazil team, like you look at that team on paper, man. We all go crazy for every player on there. We're like, holy shit, like, dude, who's touching this team?
Dude, it was one of those eras. Like, this is where my standpoint on this is like, I don't want to fall into like the trap of nostalgia, kind of, but like it's kind of like you have
because,
to.
man, Joe, you look at like Italy's team, like back then, like the late 90s, early 2000s. Look at France's team. France won in 98. France had an unreal team, but Brazil, those other 2 years, they still had their number, and they were just too strong for them. And throughout that time, man, you the Netherlands had an unreal team. So many teams, and you look at these stars. We can pull up a list right now and go through every star right now, and just after finishing out, but okay, that's the argument right there. That's say Brazil or Spain.
Yeah.
That's Brazil.
See, I'm gonna go with Spain, not because I want to disagree with you or whatever. I just think like I'm gonna have to go with Spain, because my thing is this: Brazil, yes. Now I do think, obviously, when you talk about the players they had and whatever, like, yeah, those are gods. Those are guys that will forever be in like the Hall of Fame, always be talked about. Greatest of all time,
one of the best in their positions.
Like they had someone in each. But my thing with that Brazil team, when I compare it to that Spain team, is I think Brazil had better individual quality in the sense that, like, they had R9, they had Ronaldinho, they had whatever, they had all these guys great individually. Yes, obviously it worked as a team, and they were able to obviously win games.
That's the thing, man. With Brazil, sorry to cut you off, but hey, when you have all these guys, okay, individual talent. Hey, one game, Ronaldo's going to score for you. Another game, Ronaldinho's going to score for you. Another game, hey, Cafu's going to score for you.
Like, there was a lot of different pieces on the chessboard that you would have to cover, and like, you don't know where the pain was going to come from.
I know, Spain was more of a team.
That's the thing with Spain. Watching them play, dismantling Italy in a final, and it's not just because they dismantled Italy. Watching them play, there was no one that even was coming close to them. And let's get real, okay? Yes, they had that perfect trident in the middle of Busquets, Xavi, whatever. They had guys off the bench like Fabregas and then Xabi Alonso, this, that, whatever. But you also had weird players like Pedro. You had weird players like David Silva, who was very underrated, not even spoken about. You had guys like Alvaro Arbeloa. Like when I was looking at the teams today, whatever, I'm like, damn, this guy started on that team. Like, how? Where? You weren't even good. You like were
some of the guys are like,
yeah, and like I look and like
they started.
It's those guys though that were still playing like they were the best right back in the world, the best right winger in the world, and it's like that was the whole thing with Spain, but that made them so dominant and why they were able to conquer so much, because that team was just such a well-oiled machine, and that system they played in that moment especially was just bar none the greatest, and I think the most appealing thing to watch.
Yeah, because they play very similar to Italy. Just Italy, they haven't figured out the consistency part. Like you look at Italy, a lot of like their team, like when they won the Euros, man, how many guys on that team? They wouldn't even like people just found out that first time on that tournament.
Yeah, Di Lorenzo's one of those guys. You know what I mean?
Even Spinazzola.
Yeah,
we only know him because Juve and Roma.
Yeah,
some people because said but he's not really like a crazy player. But they played well for the team. They knew their job, and they went out there. They were hungry. They got it done. Yeah. And that's the same thing with that Spain team. And like you said, they were more of a team. It's just, man, that Brazil team, I don't think we're ever gonna see a national team, it doesn't matter what nation, have that many superstars on one team that, hey, you know what? they might not play, like a team and be all, play some they're going to play beautiful football, but they might, one guy might be a little bit more selfish. Other guys, try to take the ball, run down the wing, maybe take it on his own.
Yeah.
But they're probably going to score.
Yeah.
So, I'll take that. No problem.
Yeah. Now let me ask you this. You put that peak Spain side against that peak Brazil side. Who comes out on top?
Brazil.
What you think so?
Brazil.
You're saying that like zero hesitation.
Brazil.
So you're telling me, okay, Brazil, who didn't really have the best goaltending ever in their history. I don't care what anybody says. Yo, Dida played.
Pause this 1 second.
I was leaving. Really go. So I'm gonna still speak because I'm not gonna have blank air.
That's okay.
Whatever. No, I was back. That was fast.
Stupid fan came on. I had to turn it off. All right, continue.
That was our only
continue
fan,
where you were.
If you get what I mean.
Yeah, okay.
Anyways, no, but look, okay, break it down individually. Team, player for player. Sorry, position for position.
Okay.
Goalie. Who wins that?
Spain.
Okay. Right back. I know what you're gonna say already. I
Brazil.
agree. Okay. Now your center back pairing.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you going with? Spain or Brazil?
I'll take Spain on this.
Exactly. Left back now.
Brazil.
No.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, probably. Actually,
Yes.
that's Roberto Carlos.
Yes.
I was thinking Marcelo, but
No.
I'm like, even Marcelo,
that's-
actually, I would
that's
say is a
too
little
late.
bit better than
That's
Jordi
later
Alba
on
still.
in Brazil's history.
Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
fine.
Okay.
Your three midfielders then.
I mean, it would be tough.
No, this is easy. This is
I wouldn't
the
take all
easiest
three
thing.
Spain.
I would.
No.
Who are you replacing? Okay, wait. Okay, fine. Defensive mid. They had Emerson, Roberto.
I was gonna say that one. I'd probably take Busquets.
Okay, then your two center mids, Xavi and Iniesta.
Yeah. Okay. I'd probably take Kaká over one of them.
Okay, Kaká over Xavi, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe, and
Okay,
that's like
so that's one.
really.
The other one. Okay, whatever. Throw in Iniesta.
Listen, my thing is
up
that
three up
Brazil,
top,
that Brazil attack.
Brazil.
Yes, I will not disagree with you. You had Ronaldinho and Ronaldo.
So we got
you
two-
had Rivaldo.
two center backs and a mid and two midfielders.
And what wins you championships?
The team.
A defense.
There's no I in team.
There is an I in win.
There's no I in team.
And a proper defense wins you championships. Everybody says it.
Okay.
You're taking the heart of a defense.
Yeah.
And
But
you're not
the
going to
defense
say,
doesn't score goals.
but they could also stop goals.
Yeah, but they're not going to score. You can stop all the goals you want, but 0-0 gets you nowhere.
Yes, but I would trust Sergio Ramos, Puyol, Piqué, that whatever, to actually put up a fight against guys like Ronaldo and Ronaldinho. Whereas, who was it? Not even Lucio, actually, at that point. Juan from Roma is going to put up a fight against David Villa Torres, David Silva.
Yeah.
No. I don't know. I think that Spain team wins.
I'm
No
taking,
problem,
no,
to
I
be
think I'm taking
honest with you.
Brazil.
Not no problem. I think there is problems.
No,
but
no problem. Brazil, no problem.
I think Spain takes that.
No.
But regardless of that, switching over to
Brazil would win.
I still think Spain. I think I was delusional, poor thing.
No, it's okay. Brazil would win.
Switching topics over here. As we were saying before, one of the topics we're going to touch upon is how money has influenced the game. So when you go through like the history of all of football and you go through the different leagues and stuff like that, you look at like there's historically dominant sides.
Mhm.
You know, like there was Celtic, Rangers, Ajax, PSV. Was that random like Czech Republic team? Anyways, you had
Bodo Glimt.
there was Bodo Glimt that was actually dominant in Europe at one point. Like you had these random teams that were like pretty crazy,
Yeah.
right? They would win Champions League, stuff like that. But as time started to progress and whatever, you started to see these guys kind of fall down the wayside. Why is that? Because they struggled with certain aspects, certain rules that would come into play. Developing youth became a financial burden. Stadiums needing replacements, this and that.
Ultimately,
Financial
money.
burden. Yeah, money. So how has money shifted things for teams?
Like you said, Joe, look at the teams that you named before. Okay.
Okay.
All of them, they're nowhere even near the top right now, and haven't been for a long time. And it just comes down to the simple fact of the money.
Yeah.
And back then you could, you as long as you got a good academy, you grow these players, you bring them to the first team, and you just kind of grind, you hope for some stars, and you can actually build something, and you're going to have this team for, a while, because, there's like money wasn't a big thing. So, teams didn't have to sell somebody, to be able to stay afloat, or people weren't coming in for ridiculous prices and trying to buy these players, and you're losing one of your stars.
Let me ask you this now. Why is it back then you would see transfers like Ruud Gullit going to Sampdoria from Milan, who Milan was a dominant team.
Yeah.
Sampdoria still was good, but why was that a feasible thing? Why was that like something that was happening? Nowadays, you'll never see anything.
Because they can't afford it. Nowadays, a guy has a decent name, and all of a sudden he's worth 70 mil plus.
Well, so inflation on the average player.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. That comes to that's the bottom line of it. But I'm saying back then, making money on players and selling players and it wasn't a thing. You bought players, yes, okay, you brought players into your team, but you tried to grow something, and it worked back then. It was like these teams had good academies. They were able to grow these players, and they were very successful at one point. But it got to a point where money became such a big thing, and TV rights and all that stuff, and they just started falling back and back and back and back and back. And yeah, okay, they have history, but they don't have much more than that, because it's too far gone now.
I think the biggest thing you said there is like the lack of youngsters almost. You know what I mean? Like, I think that is to me, that's the biggest problem. You went from every league kind of owning in on their own nationality. I'm not trying to sound like racist.
No.
I only want Roma to develop Italians.
No, but
Bayern should only develop Germans. No, I'm not saying that in any way. But what I'm trying to say is there was a lot more of an emphasis on growing homegrown talents, finding somebody when they were a youngster, growing them and whatever. And selling people off for ludicrous fees weren't even a thing.
No.
You know what I mean? Ruud Gullit, again, I'm going to keep on using him because when I learned about his transfer fee, I was just like, whoa, a guy of that stature that played every single position was that good. He only went for 5 mil.
That's insane.
And that was deemed crazy at the time. Okay, I get it. Inflation in real life, the cost of living has all increased. All this stuff has happened in the real world too, so it makes sense why everything's more expensive. But at the same time, all these teams, you look at the past teams, whatever, the reason why they're falling by the wayside is because they can't even put money into their youth academy anymore. You know what I mean? Now the whole thing is shifted that, Sao Paulo, Santos, those Brazilian teams, Boca, whatever, they're literally just growing clubs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They need to be growing a player, getting them from the streets, making them into something decent, overemphasizing them, and then selling them off.
Yeah, because they know,
and that's the only way they could stay afloat.
What are they going to win? They're not going to win Champions League against these European teams that have.
Well, they can't.
Huh?
Boca Juniors can't.
No, not Boca Juniors, but Celtic and stuff.
I know what you mean. I'm busting.
It's not Boca Juniors.
But yeah,
that's what I'm saying. They can't win any of those things. So like you said, now they know that and they've accepted that, and that's just the reality of what they are now. They're not going to be like those that have that those moments that they had in the past that they were actually good and one of the best teams in the world.
Yeah,
they're not going to have that anymore.
See, but that's the thing too. That's where I feel like, okay, this is me going back to me being a little bit of a nostalgia merchant now. Okay, you look at Ajax. They have one of the best academies in the world. Everybody knows of that. It's literally a proven thing. It's not just me talking out of my ass.
Yeah,
which I usually do. But with Ajax, they have always such a great young core. And you look at that year, they went to what? The finals? Semis.
They lost to Tottenham.
De Ligt, De Jong, Van de Beek. That was the core three for them that everybody stroked off and everybody loved. They ended up selling them for astronomical fees, each of them. But what if they were able to maintain them? What if money wasn't such a huge part of the sport and they were able to maintain
That's what I mean.
And whatever. Would they still stay loyal, though? Would they still stay on Ajax?
Well, I mean, if money wasn't how it is now and such a big thing, probably, yeah. You saw how much they love that team. They're all from there. Why wouldn't they want to stay? If they wanted to, you want to stay at your your home club. There's no reason to leave. Money wasn't a thing.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing too. That's where
the reason they left, because of how much money was being offered to Ajax and how much money was being offered to them.
Yeah, and that's where again I'll go back. I feel like these players nowadays are all thinking and all know or whatever that teams like Barca and Real Madrid,
Yeah.
that's the end goal. That's how you know you've reached peak football. Where it's like, no, like that's not the case. Whatever happened to people trying to be like some sort of like anti-hero, almost playing for Valencia, Villarreal. You know, you saw guys like Riquelme playing on Villarreal with Marco Senna, fucking trying to cook Barcelona, and they did it a couple times, but like you don't see that anymore.
Yeah.
If you have a somewhat decent name, you're gone, and you demand to go somewhere like that. You know what I mean? And you saw it this summer with Rasmus Højlund, right? Yeah. He went for what, 75 mil? He had 6 goals for Atalanta, 6 fucking goals, and that's going to be the guy leading their line. And I would say he was just fast.
Yeah,
you know, like I wouldn't even say he's an average player or anything like that. Like it was
still
just,
young,
still raw. I get it, but at the same
he was
time,
just
like
fast. That's
75 mil for the potential, essentially. That's crazy to me.
Because man, ever since the Gareth Bale and the Pogba moves, that ruined soccer, man. Because now everyone goes based off that. Okay, yeah, this guy's worth this much. Okay, we're gonna ask for this much, and people buy him. These players are selling for stupid, crazy amounts. So obviously it's gonna continue, and it's gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse.
Yeah,
that's all that's gonna happen.
And it all goes back to like you see like the financial backing in every league. Like it seems almost like minimal in comparison to the Premier League.
Yeah.
You know, Italy just signed a new TV rights, a league deal that they're no longer to be named Serie A Tim. They're going to be N Live Serie A. And they're now getting 22 mil a year. It's fucking nothing. Nice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Obviously, like, this doesn't tell the whole story, doesn't say everything, but I do have a question for you after, like, everything and talking about the whole how Prem is the powerhouse now. How has that actually shifted to England becoming the powerhouse they have become, financially speaking? And in general, it is probably the most sought after league for players to go to now.
Yeah. Because of just how big it's gotten and how much money is in that league. Of course, players want to go there. And that all changed from the day, I can't remember exact year. I know it was in the 2000s, but when there was that whole thing with the TV rights and the TV deals, and they came to Serie A, and they wanted to, you know, for Serie A to send this big deal that would have really helped out, first of all, with just people getting to know Italian teams, because it's not available to a lot of people, so they don't even watch the league. So that would have helped with that. And just overall, the money coming into the league was a lot of money at the time. But like a lot of Italians, they were greedy, and they were like, no, we don't sell. We keep for ourselves. Yep. We keep it on our channels. We don't want to sell. And then where did that get them? It got them
bankruptcy,
going to the Premier League now and saying, okay, hey, they didn't want it. Do you guys want it? And they were like, yeah, of course we want it. We're trying to the Prem before, like now, obviously it's surpassed, not in those rankings. Now Serie A's back, but it surpassed Serie A a long time ago. But Serie A, man, they used to be the top, and all the Prem wanted was to be there. All they wanted to do was be there at the Prem, and they couldn't for the longest time. As soon as they got that TV deal, they were like, yeah, we'll take it, no problem. Obviously, it didn't happen overnight, but, you know, years went by, and slowly, people started to, you know, it became more available. People were watching it more fans, more everything, more growth. And now look at the league. Like, look how much everybody around the world knows, you know, Manchester United, West Ham United, fucking Chelsea, West Brom. They know all these teams because of that. You know, yeah, okay, they might know Milan, Juve, Inter, Roma, but they're not going to know, you know, whatever, Frosinone or Salernitana. They're not going to know those teams probably because they don't watch them. Yeah. And ever since that moment, that's where it all went downhill. Ever since that, obviously, Calciopoli didn't help the situation.
Yeah, I was going to say the scandals that happened.
That, you know, the scandals didn't really help it, but you know, you saw Serie A take some jumps, you know, in the last couple of years when they bring in Ronaldo. You saw what effect that brought in. You know, a lot of stars wanted to come back to the league, and you know, they're still getting there. They don't have the TV rights, but you know, the Prem after all, like the TV rights and everything came in, you know, you look at the investors and people that wanted to come and buy those teams and how much money they were willing to spend and put into those teams.
Yeah.
Like, could you imagine if that was Serie A, and at the time we took the TV deal, and then a lot of the top teams ended up selling, and we have all like these Saudi owners and everything that ended up buying the Prem.
Yeah.
Imagine how crazy Serie A would be.
Serie A would have actually taken off. It would have been talked about around the world.
Be talking about that we're in debt every week and we got to sell guys.
I think the biggest thing for the Prem, why they were able to become the powerhouse they were, is because of how they adapted to like the modern times. You know what I mean? How they were able to shift everything. Like you even look at their stadiums, right? The stadiums are very, very like intimate. You know, the sideline is here, and then the fans are literally like what, less than 10 yards away.
No.
Whereas you go to Italy, Spain, whatever, like all these other places. In Italy, every team has a running track around, like they're hosting the Olympics tomorrow morning. You go to Germany, same thing. It's only recently that like Bayern not Bayern, sorry, but like, you know, these teams are renovating and doing something different. But England was the first to do that.
Yeah.
Why they saw how sports are in America and how it's so marketed, how it's so commercialized and stuff like that. They took note of it. They saw there was ways to grow the league, make money, put money in their pockets and in the team's pockets, and they did it. They adapted. I'm pretty sure even at some point in the early 2000s, they had halftime shows. Not halftime shows that some DJs playing in the background.
They had like some entertainment.
They had some form of entertainment. Why is that? Because people would then want to stay. People would they would increase revenues within drinking, within this, within whatever, and they just overall adapted as a whole.
Yeah. And another big thing too is the fact that in England, when a team says, "Hey, I want to build a new stadium," they're like, "Okay, no problem, go build it."
Exactly.
In Italy, it's like, "Yeah, okay, you know, we're sharing our stadium with Lazio. You know, I think we should have our own stadium. You know, we're big enough. We have this space here. We have all the plans, everything, the drawings. Here you go." City looks at it. Yeah, but then how are we gonna make money? Well, that's not our problem. You know, we've done this for so long. We need our own stadium. You know, it can help us financially and everything to grow. Let us do it. No, we're okay. Only like it's crazy, dude. The only team in Serie A that has its own stadium is Juve.
I know. Like, and the other teams, do you know how much money you make from that alone?
That's what I mean.
That's why Prem teams are so self-sufficient.
They all have their own stadiums.
Luton Town could hold it like what, 18K, maybe less. It looks like Father Buffon in somebody's backyard, and yet they're generating more revenue than top sides in Italy, top sides in Spain.
You have a team like Inter and Milan, two top teams in Italy, and they share a stadium, and they don't even own it. So they have to share a stadium with their rival, and they don't get any. They get a percentage of, I mean, barely, but nothing close to if you actually own the stadium, what you would get.
Yeah, it's like, not like.
That is honestly that's crazier than the whole TV rights for me. Yeah. Like the fact that their own government doesn't want it because then they're scared that they're not gonna be making as much money because they make a lot of money off the stadium. Yeah, okay, fuck you guys, figure it out.
No, it's a little bit ludicrous, but hey, hats off go to the Premier League, whoever was running it in the early 2000s. You had a dream, you made it happen.
It was early on in that marketing team.
Switching over now, since we were talking about the Premier League, we're gonna kind of keep going with that trend here. Every year we kind of have a team that everybody talks about for not performing, having very underwhelming seasons, whether it's because previous season results were amazing, transfer market was a 10 out of 10,
spending a lot of money in the transfer market.
You know what I mean? Like, but we're not going to talk about teams like Arsenal. We're not going to talk about teams like we will probably actually move to
probably get to United at some point.
Not teams like Barcelona, who everyone's panicking because they're in second place in the league and they should be winning because they got Vitor Roque. We're not going to talk about stuff like that because they're still a relevant side. They're still in a top 4 spot, and you still got to commend them. We're talking about guys like Napoli that can't defend their title for the life of them and are battling for a top 10 spot. We're going to talk about Chelsea, who spent how much millions and millions and
$1 billion.
They're still getting their asses handed to them. Sorry, Chelsea fans. United, who every year is making $100 million moves and they can't even function. Those are the teams we're going to be talking about. Or my favorite one, actually, Sevilla, who fucking beat Roma, won a Europa League, and now they're 3 points from relegation.
I didn't even think about it. That's crazy. Like, for you, what is that? How does that feel for you?
Fucking terrible.
You guys lost them, and now you're just seeing them. They're battling relegation.
Absolutely terrible.
Nice.
So what we're going to do in this little segment, this little topic is we're going to go through these teams. We're going to look at their most recent 11 and obviously other key players that may just not be in that 11 because of injuries or whatever the case is, fitness concerns. I don't know, whatever. I'm not a coach. We're going to discuss, if we we keep them, sell them, or if they're hanging on by a thread.
Mhm.
That's like we'll give them to the end of the year, see if they maybe change their attitude type of thing. So the first team we are actually going to talk about today is none other than Chelsea.
Oh,
We thought it'd be fitting after they lost 4-2 and I watched the game and Chelsea. The big bad Blues that
God.
everybody said
where do you
Poch was the guy
even
and
start
this
with
and
Chelsea?
that and blah, 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 blah,
Well,
blah. All right.
sure, man. With the amount of money they spent over 2 or whatever 3 transfer windows, whatever it was, the bringing in a new coach after Lampard took over last year, like you expect so much more with how much they spent.
Yeah.
So of course they're going to be one of the main teams to talk about.
Yeah.
And
don't get me wrong, this isn't an attack on Chelsea in regards to like, oh yeah, they're actually shit, this and that, whatever. I will commend certain moves. Obviously.
Yeah.
I do think
some
of their transfer.
Some of them
market
worked
was,
and some of them make
like,
sense.
class. Yeah, you know what I mean? But some of them it's just like, buddy, why are you still here?
Yeah.
So let's start things off with the goalie.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be saying a name to you. You tell me keep, sell, or hanging on by a thread. And then we'll discuss obviously certain players, certain ones we won't even care because this guy we're not going to say him. We're going to go with their actual goalie that plays.
I was going to say
not Petrovic. Sorry. We're going to go with Robert Sanchez.
Okay, so I would say keep.
I agree.
Keep.
That's why I don't think he's at fault for absolutely.
I will
anything,
add keep as your backup goalie because I feel like Chelsea being a top team should have a top goalie in net, and he could get there, but they can definitely have someone in net that's has the experience and maybe in their a little bit maybe in their 30s when Czech went there.
Get somebody
like that's experience, and then you have him as your backup.
Czech was there before his 30s.
Okay,
you're thinking about when he went to Arsenal.
He went to Arsenal after. Okay, whatever. When he made the
true.
move to Arsenal,
I knew what you're talking about.
You know what I mean.
I knew what
he was when he went to Arsenal. He was
Sorry.
in his 30s. Yeah. Okay, whatever. I got because people always go back and forth with fucking Chelsea and
no,
Arsenal.
I do agree. I do think like obviously he's only 26. He could grow into like
that's young for a goalie. Man. Yeah, that's young for a goalie.
Goalies get good when they're like 30.
Yeah,
for some bizarre reason. Next person. I think we're gonna agree on this one too. Thiago Silva.
Keep.
Really?
I would keep him, but like you gotta start your planning around him.
I'm saying really as if I would sell him. I would keep him too.
Yeah.
Because you need that veteran.
Yeah.
And let's get real, he's not slowing down.
No, that's
poor guy. My heart goes out to him. He's 39 years
compared
old.
To like if you compare him to like 2 seasons ago, he is slowing. Like from the Champions League win, he's slowing down.
Obviously, but he's getting older.
Still good. He still could be that. He brings that veteran experience to the team, but they need to have other guys like lined up and ready to go, and not these all just signing a 19-year-old. Hey, buddy, you're a center back. Yeah, come. We're gonna sign you for 50 mil.
Yeah.
Bring someone in that's late 20s, early 30s. Can bring some experience to the team alongside Thiago Silva. That when Thiago Silva if he gets injured, because those are gonna start happening more often, or when he's just not in the team, this guy here can step in and not just have these kids in your back.
It's time to have like Thiago Silva kind of take a step back.
Yeah.
Let him nurture other people. Let him
play in those big
like
games.
whatever, like Maldini did for him.
Yeah,
when Maldini was on his way out, type of thing.
Same.
Next person, Ben Chilwell.
I'd keep him.
Sell.
I'd keep him.
Sell. I'd fucking sell him in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. I wouldn't even think twice. He's a bum.
He's for me. He's good enough, and like that's not like a priority. Like he's good enough there. Like he's not like a liability. I don't think. I'd keep him.
I'd sell him. I think Chilwell is a very overrated player, just like a Luke Shaw. I think people think he's a great left back and left wing back and whatever, but I just
no one's calling him a top left back.
No, I know, but I'm just saying
I keep him on the team.
My thing, the reason why I'm saying it like that is because Chelsea, with the money and financial power they have, and with the name they have in general, to get a somewhat even decent left back, I think it's a very plausible thing. So for me, Chilwell, instantly out of there. I think they should be investing into something else there. Considering also Poch plays fucking Levi Colwell left back. That's another question that needs to be answered one day. But yeah, for me, Chilwell, gone.
Okay.
Gone. Axel Disasi.
I'd probably say sell.
I'd agree with you.
I'd probably say so.
I'd agree with you. I think that was also like a panic buy. I would say he's out.
Mm.
I think
There's not much to say, like-
Badiashile is better than him.
Yeah.
And I think that's probably their strongest position right now,
Mhm.
which is saying a lot. But who else? Reece James.
Obviously, I'd keep him, but like the guy is fucking always
Yeah, you
injured
need
and he's
you
always
need
hurt.
Yeah.
What about because he's always injured and hurt and majority of times not playing, Gusto?
I think he's hanging on by a thread. I think that's going to be the first one I'm going to say, hanging on by a thread, because there's some games I'm watching him and it's like, you're not that bad, and they didn't pay anything astronomical for him. But then there's also games I'm looking at him and it's like, why are you a Chelsea player? Like, what are you doing here? What's your purpose? Do you even have a purpose? Like, you know,
I'd agree. Kind of like he would be more on the either keep or hanging on a thread.
yeah.
Like he's exactly like that. Like some games like that I've watched. I don't watch all of them, but when I've watched them, when he's playing some games, I'm like, holy shit! And like even like rolling the group, like holy man, Gusto's playing unreal right now. Like he is like, dude, his runs up and down, his defending everything. I'm like, oh, yo, this guy's actually good. And then I watch some games and exactly, I'm like, there's no way this guy's actually a Chelsea player. Like, what is Chelsea right now?
It's just crazy to me that like even still, like when I was watching the Wolves game, and like, even the commentator said this at how like you look sometimes, like you look at what Chelsea did transfer wise and how they bought Caicedo, Cole Palmer, these guys, whatever. Meanwhile, like if you look at the talent they developed homegrown, you have a guy like Fikayo Tomori, who, in my opinion, is probably better than all the center backs they purchased, if not better. And you deemed him like sellable.
Yeah.
Like that's the guy you get rid of him. Like, but you're gonna
Chalobah.
You know what I mean? Like I do like Chalobah because his versatility.
But you taking him or Tomori?
Oh, 100% Tomori. That's what I'm saying. You know. Okay. Badiashile.
I'd keep him.
Levi Colwill.
Probably sell him.
See, that's the homegrown.
Don't like him.
That's the homegrown. Yeah. See,
I'm not crazy about it.
I think that's another hanging on by a thread.
Yeah.
Badiashile, I agree.
Yeah, I'd keep him.
Colwell, I think for me, hanging on by a thread. That would be one of those, let's search the market, see if we could find a decent center back for a good price. If we can, then Colwell's out.
Yeah.
But if we can't, let's keep him.
Yeah. Or somebody that's can play center back, but they're versatile and can actually play left back and not just get thrown left back.
Yes. Conor Gallagher.
See, I mean, I don't know, man. Rose sometimes he says he wants him gone and he talks shit about him, but like I'd keep him.
Gone, but
I'd keep him.
He is, you cannot argue this. You cannot tell me otherwise. He is a Jordan Henderson regen. There is no way that man should be playing on a top team like Chelsea.
No. He can be on Chelsea again as a backup.
No.
Coming off the bench.
No.
I'd keep him. No, man. I like him.
I'm sorry. Okay, listen. I think he's a decent player. I'm not going to bash him. I think he has a great fucking engine on him. I think he's a workhorse by all means. But he's not a Chelsea player.
Yeah.
He's gone for me. He's very much gone. He's very much out of there. He's a loser. And like that's
I don't know. I'd keep him.
Caicedo. I feel like you have to keep him because of the money spent.
I'd sell him.
Yeah?
I'd sell him, man. Because man, you take the hit, but at the end of the day, he's a good player, never going to be close to that 100 mil, and you're always going to have that. And you're like, he's never going to be that player. He's good. He'll be good. He'll get better, but he's never going to be that player. So the longer you hold on to him, you're either losing him for free or you just accepted it. I would say sell him. Get rid of him. You get whatever you can from him. You'll get something half decent from another Prem team because they'll happily take him and he'll probably do well there for a decent price tag. But he'll never live up to it. Sell him. I'd say sell him.
Wow. Cutthroat. This guy is a technical director. Just spent 120 mil. You're gone. I think given his price tag, I'd have to keep him, to be honest with you, to try to prove something of value. To try under a new system, because maybe him and Poch don't see eye to eye with the system. I don't know. That's my thing with him.
He'll never be 100 mil.
Enzo Fernandez.
Obviously keep, man.
Why is that obviously keep? No, I do. I do agree, though.
Not worth the price tag.
But a lot more justifiable.
Yes, obviously. He's, not been at his best recently, but you know what he has, you know the quality he has, and he can easily, in a couple years with a solid team around him, be a top player, and you'll be like, it'll be like when people look at like already Jude now. The people are looking at Jude now and saying, dude, Madrid paid only 100 mil for him. That's a steal.
Yeah,
that's what people are saying now.
I'm also seeing people say like Jude's falling off, and it's like, guys, what? Because he's not scoring.
He's not scoring every
like,
2 goals a game and doing this every game. Guys, he's a midfielder. Remember that. He gets up the field.
I would ask you about Romeo Lavia, Leslie Ugochukwu, but they really haven't featured.
Yeah. What about the second guy on the list?
Who, Carney Chukwuemeka?
Yeah.
Barely played too. That's the thing. Like Puch is supposed to be the guy.
Okay, what about
them going?
What about our boy at the end?
Cesare Cassade, keep him, baby. No, actually not. Sell him. Sell him to Roma.
Sell him to Juve.
Nice. We both thought about our selfish desires there. No,
you guys don't need him.
But see, that's the thing. With a guy like Cassade, am I saying he's good? Is it Italian bias? No. But you recalled him from his loan at Leicester because you want to use him.
Mm.
So, that has to say something. But I would look at you and say, that's one of those hanging on by a thread. You know, if he doesn't perform in the remainder of the season, cut your losses. See you later. I don't know. You could probably get
move on.
You could get the exact same money back.
Oh yeah.
There,
they're not gonna lose on that.
Whatever. Raheem Sterling.
Keep, man. He still shows how good he is, man, and he brings that veteran experience and just that leadership to the team. He's probably one of the first guys on the
game sheet.
On the game sheet. I was gonna say score sheet. Probably on the score sheet too.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think he's. Yeah, I would say that too, because given his age and whatever, there's not much of a value for him either. So if you are offloading him, it's literally to free up some sort of salary space because he's occupying a fair amount. Mm-hmm. But even then, I wouldn't consider him as a sell because I think he's their only decent enough performer in attack. Christopher Nkunku.
I would keep him hands down, man. I think I still haven't, fully seen, I think, his full self yet, just coming back from that injury and everything. Mm-hmm. That's another guy. Once you have the proper guys around you and he's being played right, whether if it's Puch, not playing him where he should be playing or whatever it is, that's when I see you're gonna see what this guy can actually do and what he can bring to the team. And I feel like this will be, in a couple of years, once Chelsea figure it out and they got, their team that's built and can fight for a top spot, he's going to be a difference maker in that team.
Mykhailo Mudryk.
Who do you think for Nkunku?
Oh, Nkunku key.
Okay.
And I agree. I'm just not going to say too much because I don't want it to drag on.
Okay. No yelling.
Mykhailo Mudryk. Ukraine Bulls. Yeah, gone.
Gone. Oh my God, man, that guy. He's fast as shit, but he's shit. He has so much attitude. Guy thinks he's Messi and Ronaldo combined into one player.
Yeah, he's a bum.
But in reality, he couldn't even tie Giacchini's shoes. He wishes. I don't know how he became
Ukraine.
No, he's not. Not even at the moment.
No, he just pisses me off. All this stuff I see on Twitter and stuff like that, X. And even recently how some fan messaged him on Instagram saying yo, could you score goals? And then he's like, oh, I'll fucking 1v1 me. 1v1 me for 10K.
Dude, shut up.
You're attacking a fan that wants you to score goals because you're getting paid how much and you cost this club how much?
He's a fan of Chelsea and just wants you to score so you guys can win.
Punk, dude. And you know what? That fan could probably fucking 1v1 you and dummy you because you'll just use your stupid speed. Anyways,
he'll probably score more than him.
Yeah,
that guy, man. Hey, you know what?
I'd sell him for $20.
That was another move by Todd that he wanted to big dick it against Arsenal because Arsenal pretty much had it done. He's like, these guys think they got these motherfuckers think they got it done. 100 mil we'll pay for him. We'll take him right now. Payment right away. Gish. They were like, all right, no problem. That guy's probably worth 20 mil.
Al really got into that role there. I think Al's trying to be an actor.
I got a message for some roles today for Out There Banks.
Cole Palmer.
I keep him. Cole Palmer, baby. Best, probably other than Sterling, he's one of the best players on that team.
I'm indifferent with him sometimes, man.
No, he's he's another one. He's a little bit at times a little bit arrogant, whatever. But he at least can back him, man. The guy scores. He could be a difference maker in a game. he grew up and
He-
he was playing with City last year.
Yeah, he does.
before,
That's what I
like,
mean. He does have the
He
technical
was playing
quality.
around very good players.
Yeah.
He's a guy, no, like without us, he's probably the second name on the game sheets, right beside Sterling.
All right, so I would probably agree with you.
Yeah.
Even though, like, I'm a little indifferent, but like I'm leaning more towards keep. So just keep it at that.
Okay.
Nico Jackson.
Sell. Oh my God. The man that the hype you put in this guy at the beginning, this guy been like Drogba for you guys.
I never said Drogba.
He's gonna
Chill.
be crazy.
I never said Drogba. And I never will say Drogba.
He scored a hat trick against the Spurs and celebrated like 6 different sellies on his third goal.
That was
This guy's
amazing.
suited and fucking everything. No,
I think
not a Chelsea player.
For me, I think he's actually hanging on by a thread.
No,
I'd give him that because this is the thing. Okay, maybe he isn't an out-and-out striker. Okay, maybe he isn't a number 9.
Okay.
But he has speed and he has strength. Why not try him on the wing where he just has to go through the 1 man and not 2 men? And you know what I mean? Like, why not? If
I
you
don't think
like,
he's good at passing the balls either.
well, we don't know this.
So what are you gonna do? Just run and body guys?
Yeah, Zaniolo made a living of it.
And now he's getting torched.
Yeah. But I think with Nico Jackson, I think he could be a good enough player. Do I see him carrying the number 9 for Chelsea for 10 plus years and being like a Drogba? No, definitely not. But do I see him being a guy that could fill a void and be good enough for them for like 3-4 years? Yes. I think he's a very raw talent. When you have that kind of crazy speed, and he's not like a Mudryk that he's a fucking prick. He actually puts his head down and works, even though he does try to message Astrid Wet over there. He still does his thing. You know what I mean? Like, he still is trying to evolve.
I don't think he's a Chelsea striker. I feel dude, I feel like he'd be like how Mikel Antonio is if he went to like West Ham. Like they'd build a statue of
West
him.
Ham fans torque for him.
That's what I'm saying. Like Nico Jackson, if he went to like West Ham, they'd probably put up a statue for him. He'd probably be West Ham's top scorer.
Well, that's obvious, poor things over there.
But that's where like I feel like he would kind of fit best. Not on Chelsea. I'd sell him right away.
So, agree to disagree.
No. So
We're gonna agree to disagree.
no, we're gonna sell him.
No. I'm gonna say he's hanging on by a thread still.
Okay. And then are you done for players?
Yeah.
Okay. Last one. Poach.
Buddy, you're gone.
You're gone.
Like that. Like, okay, listen. I was the first to look at you and say, like, I don't mind the fucking appointment of Poach because it was like,
what did I say from the beginning?
No, but like, I thought maybe if you're going with this young core, like they are doing, in my head, it's like, hey, you know what? Maybe you could be that guy to kind of guide them for a year or two, like type of thing. You won't bring instant success that you're winning something, but you're going to be competitive. He hasn't even brought competition. Man. Yeah. He's lost the spot.
I don't think so.
He's done for me. So
he should be gone now. I don't know. I'm surprised he still has a job.
Yeah,
Mourinho got sacked for nothing, and this guy's losing every week, and he's like,
he didn't get sacked for nothing.
Let's
not talk about Mourinho again.
He got sacked for nothing.
We always end up going up to
one Roma's only trophy in the last decade, and this is the things he gets. It's incredible.
Yeah,
and Poch still has a job, and Ten Hag still has a job. It's crazy, man.
Yeah,
guys who survived longer than Mourinho and are doing worse than him.
Anyways. Before we start getting into this, and I have to start to fight with Al because I don't want to do that right now. We're gonna transition over to
the best part of the episode.
We're
building the team.
Building a team.
Joe's repeating what I'm saying.
I'm repeating what Al's saying because he's the.
I didn't say that part, so now you're just saying words.
Words are tough for me.
Soda.
Anyways. Okay.
So what's our team going to consist of today?
Yeah, do you want to say
Get to the point?
Do you want to say
no. Hey, I'll leave it to you.
This team that we're going to build is we did a team of right backs or left backs?
Both.
We did a team of goalies. So now we're going to do a team of strikers. We think this will be comical.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very curious to see.
We've seen strikers play different positions. We saw Giroud recently. He went in net. He was a goalie recently.
It's true. We saw Harry Kane do it. I was going to say Kyle Walker, but he's not a striker.
He's not a striker. Even Felipe Melo did it too, but they're not strikers.
Yeah, they're
so
not
strikers. Talk about them.
They're not strikers. So, Al, we're going to build a team of strikers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Let's start things off with, I guess, the goalie. We will talk about 4-3-3.
Obviously,
4-3-3.
4-3-3 has to be the formation.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? Let's change it because we're doing strikers. Let's do it. We're gonna do a 3-5-2.
Yeah.
Let's do a 3-5-2.
4-5-1. So there's only one striker.
Okay, fine.
4-5-1.
Okay. Start with the goalie.
Goalie is easy. I'm gonna go with a tall oaf right off the rip. And I'm not gonna say Peter Crouch. I'm gonna say, I don't know if you remember him. FIFA 16, 17 legend. Played on CSKV Moscow with Seydou Doumbia. Lassina Traore. 6'8", baby.
Jesus Christ. Hey.
Guy was I think he only played soccer for like 4 years because he was too tall and he suffered from like gigantism.
Well,
and
guess
he couldn't
what?
Function.
He's our goalie now.
That's our goalie, baby.
6'8". That's crazy.
6'8".
Don't you wish, man?
I wish I just had the 8 part. I don't even wish I had the 6. Like, fuck, I'm 5'3" or 5'4". Just give me the 8. Let me be 5'8", man. Fucking hell. And this guy's just fucking bragging about his height. Big, tall idiot. You're a goalie, Lassina Traore.
All right.
Don't let me down. Those hands.
I'm going to start with a left back. I'm going to go with Allison as our left back.
Allison.
Yeah.
Wait. He played striker, Allison?
Holy dude! Oh my god! Holy guys! I thought we were doing goalies for a second. Here I am thinking. I'm thinking about different goalies in my head. Holy Kuchinat, buddy! Wow. Okay, strikers. I'm gonna go with Di Natale as my left back. Small, quick, nimble, run up the field, run back. Perfect as my left back.
Okay.
Fast or weak foot.
I want to say a right back because now you just gave me a right back idea. No, actually, because I'm saying this center back. Okay, I'll still get to the right back first.
You can do the right back.
So other center back.
First center back. First center back.
First center back. Dude, I'm going with Jan Koller. Fucking Czech Republic legend.
How tall is he?
I'm gonna try to find that. It's in meters, 2.02 meters. So like 6'4", 6'5".
Jesus.
Big oaf. Try to beat a header against him, buddy.
Okay, dude, I got his
strong, solid.
I got his center back partner. What better perfect guy?
I say his name.
To meet a Peter Crouch.
Oh, I wasn't gonna say him.
Who?
I thought you were gonna say Mario Mandzukic.
No, I almost said Buffon because I was like, goalie's like.
Alan really wants to do a goalie team. Maybe we should scrap this whole striker team and go back to goalies.
No.
Okay, so wait, Peter Crouch. Peter Crouch.
Other
Peter
center
Crouch
back.
as the other center back. Okay.
Right back.
My right back is gonna be Ezequiel Lavezzi. Quick little nimble Argentinian, gritty in your face, slap you in the mouth, pull your hair if you get by him.
That's a solid. That's a solid.
Can't
right
even
back.
play football. I love that. Okay.
I like that.
Yeah, pretty crazy. You don't have to tell me.
Okay. As my, so what are we playing again? 4-5-1. 4-5-1. Okay. So we'll have what, a defensive mid?
Yeah. We'll make one defensive mid.
Okay. So our defensive mid, I'm gonna put none other than Juve legend.
I don't. Yeah.
Who?
Either Diego Llorente or Mario Mandzukic.
Who's Diego Llorente? You mean
Fernando Llorente?
That's literally who I was gonna say. Fernando Llorente as our CDM.
Sure. Conte used to sub him in on the 80th minute.
Dude, the guy
parked the bus right in front of the defense.
The guy did more defending than attacking. Poor guy. He's our CDM.
Who's Diego Llorente?
Isn't
that's the one on Roma.
That's one on Roma. The hell?
I don't have the Roma agenda here. Fernando Llorente as CDM. I agree with this. I'm okay with this.
Okay.
I will not bat an eye.
Good.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I'm gonna go with left mid.
Okay. Striker. The thing of strikers, don't say like guys that play like left wing.
Yeah. Because as I said, don't say a guy like Ronaldo or Forlan. Because they've also played like those
on
roles.
The left.
Pure number
think
9.
Of like a pure number 9.
Left mid. See, this is tough because I'm trying to think of the perfect hybrid of guy. You know what? I'm gonna go with On left, no, David Villa played left wing. Fuck.
Yeah.
It's actually tougher than I thought. It's now just racking my brain around different players I could say.
Okay, try to think of strikers.
Striker.
Think of guys that played in the middle.
Just pure number 9.
Yeah.
I know, but that's the thing. They all at one point that I'm thinking of played that role too.
Like Suarez.
Yeah, but would I want him there? No, I don't want to say Suarez. Thomas Miller played on the wing too. See what I mean? Where my brain's going?
Okay, but dude, if they play there for like one game or for like 1 year, doesn't matter. I'm talking about majority. If they were a left winger, like you can't say Hazard.
Hazard never even played striker.
But he probably played one game.
Yeah.
I'm saying you can't say a guy like that. If it's a guy that played left mid at the beginning of his career, but then he became an attacking mid like Muller, it's fine.
Okay, you know what?
Muller's
We're gonna go with an Italian connection here.
okay.
Just because you said Di Natale as the left back, he needs his other small mate there. He needs Fabrizio Micoli there.
Holy.
We're gonna put, even though I think he's in jail, so Micoli, if you hear this, free him.
You're in our team.
You're on our team.
Free
You're playing-
Micoli.
Micoli will be my left mid. The Italian connection will be real there.
Okay.
They will play together, and all will be well.
Okay. I like it. I don't hate
I don't
it.
know why that's the one that came to my head. Actually,
I don't hate it.
Thinking of.
So I'll do one of the center mids now. We'll bring in. I'm trying to think if there's somebody else I want to use instead. Oh, you know what? Who I said before as my one center mid, we're gonna bring in Luis Suarez.
Yeah,
Tough, gritty. I feel like it'd be a good box to box. Will probably bite you if you try doing anything.
yeah.
Exactly what you want.
I can't really argue that. You might need something like that.
Mhm.
Okay, for me,
You want to do? Are you doing right mid or the other center mid?
no, I'll do the other center mid.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with Harry Kane
Okay.
only because of his ball distribution. I think that would be good,
Mhm.
and he does work hard off the ball, so I feel like he could be like another box to box.
Yeah.
So Harry Kane is my center mid.
Okay. Now right mid. And see, like
See,
I know
you're
some,
getting
no,
in
no,
the
no, because I
conundrum.
know I have somebody ready, like literally right on the tip of my tongue. But I don't want to say him. I'm trying to think of somebody else just because like it's another Juve player and like he does fit perfectly. And I feel like if my reasoning, you'll be like, okay, yeah, he does. But like it's just I don't want to use another Juve guy.
Okay.
Okay, on the right, I'm gonna put. I'm gonna put Kun Agüero.
Okay. Not a bad shout at all, actually. Yeah.
Coming
Links
out.
up with Lavezzi on the right side, too. Okay. I like that.
See what I did there?
I like that.
We got that
actually.
Italian connection on one side, Argentinian on the other. What better
I like that.
nations
I like
would you
that.
like?
So now, since a striker does play striker and we have one striker, we
Mhm.
could do one of two things here. I could say any striker in the world.
Yep.
Or I could be absolutely absurd and just say a player because whatever. I could do whatever I want to do,
Yeah, you could.
technically speaking. So, the player I'm going to go with up top is none other than Adebayo Akinfenwa. Now, why am I going with him? Because we have a lot of nimbleness, we have agility, we have Aguero and Micoli on the flanks. Our wing backs, very agile, whatever. We need a big
We
oaf.
need a big man.
We need a strong man. And I don't like Lukaku. So
No.
he's out of.
He was Lukaku before Lukaku was Lukaku.
Yeah, exactly. Like
He was the OG man.
Akinfenwa was the guy. That's
Yeah,
him.
he
You know,
was,
that's
man. That guy was he was a
Adahimio.
big boy.
Adahimio.
Yeah. Or was it?
I
What was
could-
it? The other English guy too was big. What was his name? Heskey.
Oh, Emil Heskey.
Emil Heskey. He was a big.
Maybe
boy.
Emil Heskey might
He was a
slot it
big
up
boy.
top. But someone of that stature, just an O.
No, I like Akinfenwa. FIFA
Akinfenwa
legend.
there with that 99 strength consistently in every single FIFA. Either that or like Harry Wilson. Just because we have a Harry in the team already. So why not have another Harry?
Harry, Pastor Harry.
And then our
Too many
coach.
Harrys.
Who's our coach?
Harry Maguire. What's better than two Harrys?
3 Harry.
3 Harrys. And one's a
No,
slab
dude.
head.
Dude, our coach. Oh fuck, he passed away. I can't say him.
Who?
I was gonna say Maradona. Because then he'll give everyone cocaine and get them fired up, and it's a striker too. R.I.P. Can't say
Can't do
him.
him.
Okay, so our coach has to be a striker of sorts as well.
R9.
No, he's a president. Actually, yeah, we could say him.
We could
Yeah,
say
you
him.
know what? He's a president.
We could
He'll
say
fund the team.
Yeah, he'll bring the
He'll
team.
fund-
He'll bring the team up partying too.
Yeah.
He'll probably give him some
That
farina.
fat bitch.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he'll
you know what?
He'll take care of them.
R9 is our coach as
Yeah.
well. And my left eye's twitching. Going full stupid right now.
You know what that means when Joe's left eye is twitching.
Yeah,
Either he's
someone's
about
talking
to
about me.
buy something Roma or it's the
Oh
end
yeah,
of the
I don't
episode.
know why this is on the screen. What the hell? Who the heck would
But
put
yeah.
that on the screen?
I don't think Joe's buying a jersey, so it's looking like it's the end of the episode.
Yeah.
I think
So-
that's it for today.
Yeah.
We've
We hit our
pretty
hour
much
mark.
covered everything. I think Joe's tired of talking.
I am.
I'm
My
tired of
voice is actually
listening.
hurt.
So, guys, if you haven't done already yet from the beginning of the episode, don't forget to follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. And, hey, let us know what you guys want to hear. Let us know, topics that you guys might want to, hear in an episode. Maybe we call you onto an episode. That's all up to you guys. We won't know if you guys don't hit us up. So, on that note, thank you guys for listening. Joe, stop playing with my toys.
I thought it was bobbleheads.
Thank you for being here today.
Thank you.
We'll see you
I'm
next
always
week.
here.
We'll hear you next week. Ciao.
See you later.